Hello and welcome to Three Questions with my friend Carrington with us in Prospect Street Studio. Good afternoon, Carrington. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Kevin. How are you?
Just living the dream, my friend. So maybe a little different question today. I was thinking about you and how we spend a lot of money developing a website. And then when it comes to the photos, I just use stock photos. We use photos that don't really represent our brand because like, well, just use whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't really make sense. If we're going to spend good money on a website, shouldn't we spend some money on a commercial photographer to tie it all together? Again, as a commercial photographer, you might say yes, but it makes sense though, right? And all kidding aside.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of people think, all right, I need to hire a web designer because I don't know web design. I need a copywriter because I don't know how to make good messaging. You need to hire somebody for branding to make sure that your branding is cohesive. And then when it comes to photos, they're just like, okay, I can go buy a stock photo. I have this handy dandy cell phone right here. I'll just do it myself. And that's usually one of the biggest bottlenecks when it comes to people when they're trying to build out their business website is the imagery. It's like one of the last things that people want to invest in, but it's a massive part of what people see on the website first.
I have to agree with you, Carrington. I'm a visual person. I'm not much of a reader. When I hop on the sites, colors, the pictures, that's what I'm judging on. Oh, I like that color. Wow, that picture really pops. Now I start scrolling. If the
Mm-hmm.
colors don't catch my eye and the picture's like, kind of bland, probably stopping and going on to your competitors. So
Oh,
it's
definitely.
about capturing, right?
Yep. So it's not just about like capturing the attention, but it's also about making sure that you're intentionally using the photos to align with all the other stuff that you're paying for. So you paid for the website, the branding, the messaging, the list goes on. Your photos need to align with your branding. Your photos need to align with your messaging. The photos need to align with the hierarchy of the website and where you want them to go. Are you trying to get them to continue scrolling on your homepage? Are you trying to take them to your Amazon page and add to cart? Like, what do you want them to do? And using the imagery to help them do that is really vital. And a lot of people just don't actually think about it because photography has so many like easy options to get around that. But those don't always mean that it's going to be your best option.
That's interesting because we often pick a picture that we like,
Hmm.
especially if it's of us. I look good in that picture,
Yeah.
whatever. But to your point, maybe it's not the best picture for the purpose. It could be, hey, you're right. You look great in that picture, but
Hmm.
not the right. So we got to think about why we're using not just it's pretty.
Exactly. I shot for a manufacturing company and I was really adamant that I wanted to see the layout of their new website before I shot. And I couldn't get it. Finally, I'm halfway through the photo shoot and the client was like, "Oh, we got access to the website." And I went and took a look at it and I'm like, "This is really important because the photo I took for your hero will not fit that aspect ratio. So I have to go reshoot that to fit that actual size." And then the light bulb went off for them and they're like, that's why you needed to see the website to make sure that the photos aligned with the layout. And I'm like, yes, because
Character,
what I shot would not have worked
we
if I
all
hadn't
seen
seen it.
those photos where someone stretched the heck out of something, someone's just shrunk
Mhm.
something, and you're like, it just doesn't look right. Like
Yep.
it just looks bunchy or whatever. So
Yep.
again, you need to know, okay, what size photo do we need here? And not just, it's okay, we'll just go in a photo editor and stretch it out or whatever. So
Yep.
having that sort of thing. But obviously this takes somebody who knows what they're doing,
Right.
because you have to understand, okay, what are you doing with this photo? And you need someone who has that artistic ability that will not go, but it looks fine to me. So that's where you could help people is saying, hey, you know what? This, you probably want to go with this type of photo and for this purpose, right?
Yeah. And that also comes down to the type of photographer, right? So I work with businesses. There's other people who specialize in families or babies, maternity. There's so many different or landscapes that doesn't always translate back to a business,
Yep.
right? You can take an amazing family portrait, but you may not understand the imagery from a sales perspective or vice versa. So hiring a photographer who actually understands that process is really important and realizing that not every photographer is the same.
Makes perfect sense. What's the best way to reach out to people who have more questions about this and need help picking the right photos?
Either they can contact me on my website at prospectstreetstudio.com or my email, which is info@prospectstreetstudio.com.
Captain, appreciate you taking a few minutes to call on the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Thanks for having me.